So, what does it mean to be a provider in 2025? Because that's what the conversation is all about. Being a provider man in 2025. What does that really mean to today's modern women, especially since most of us have abandoned certain what we call traditional values or even traditional gender roles? But what does it mean to be a provider in 2025? And it's my conclusion that being a provider in 2025 or being a traditional man in 2025 is basically paying all of the expenses for women that are not even traditional or don't have any semblance of traditional value. A woman just being underneath your wallet, not underneath your leadership, not seeing you as the head of her and the head of the household. You're basically a disposable tampon. What we have nowadays in 2025 is a lot of modern women trying to assign traditional financial responsibilities to men today. That means responsibility without authority. You're not going to have any authority. Responsibility without authority is nothing more than slavery. Salute to you, Mr. Salute to you, gunmetal guy. Salute to you, my brothers. So they're trying to really reassign these traditional responsibilities to men. It's just a money grab out here in 2025. They have no intentions of listening to that man. Responsibility without authority is what they really want. It is in a world and environment that only benefits them. The sucker scheme. From the time they're in their their late teens to early 20s and whatever else, they're out here really indulging in sexual liberation and the sexual marketplace and focusing on their career. And there's no hate towards the women or whatever else. It is not until they're in their late 20s or early 30s that they really start thinking about marriage, because marriage overall is happening later in life, and divorce is happening later in life with people have been in 20, 30 plus years into a marriage and relationship. So what does it mean to be traditional in 2025? It comes down to money. It really, at the end of the rainbow, it comes down to money. Nothing else they talk about. They don't talk about character. They don't talk about other qualities. They talk about how much money are you willing to spend or bring to the table on them so that they can rest in their femininity, which they're supposed to already have as a woman. Could you imagine that? And this is what we're talking. This is what the conversation has come to in 2025. We're having traditional what is this traditional nonsense of who pays this and who pays that for men when these women are not traditional? What is this conversation about? It's almost laughable to think about it. And it's got to the point right now where we're seeing he said, ain't no more juice left when she's her 30s. All that's left is seeds of pulp. No, and again, yeah, I mean, so I scratch my head, man. Like, what the hell are they talking about? Most of these women are burnt out. No disrespect to the women that are not burnt out, but most of these women are burnt out, man. If you think about just in general, the effects of sexual liberation and feminism, by the time that woman gets to her, if she pledged fraternity in college, man, there's some heavy mileage put on, especially in the college environment. Not for all, but a vast majority of them, because it's like a rites of passage. You have somebody, that's one of the, aspects of feminism, sexual liberation. He said, pretty much. But I mean, it's monetized now. The relationship is, there's always been transactional, but now they're just outward monetized relationships. Like, you make this, you get this. But what does that this means? It doesn't mean any like traditional feminine virtues or anything else. It's just purely just access to her box and maybe exclusive access, I guess, if she's in the mood, or, you know, if there's no other suitors that can, you know, get access as well. Because marriage don't necessarily mean that that woman's going to be loyal to you, especially in 2025 when relationships have all types of distractions, especially with social media, and there's no real consequences for a woman stepping out of a relationship with a marriage. What's up, my brother XL Pro? Salute to you. Guys, hit the like button on the way in, man. But I think we've finally gotten to the point where I think the simp economy on a large scale has collapsed. It used to be on a point in time where there's a lot of simps still, but I think even the simps are not signing up long term. Like their go-to was to, like, remember when women start turning towards the studs? But even the studs are crashing out now in 2025. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was just watching this shit, right, you guys, and I was like, you know, what's going on in 2025 with these studs, right? I'll give you an example. Let me show you something. This is 2025 with these studs, okay? Here we go. Let me get this big. This one's just crashing out. Even these studs are crashing out. Let's go. Hold on. 1 second here. Minimize this. Where we at? Even these studs have had enough. I mean, these studs are burnt out. I mean, it is what it is, man. Let me go ahead and, no, 1 second. Let me get this bigger. There we go. Let's see what these studs is talking about. The studs are even crashing out in 2025. Like, she's like, forget it. What the hell? Let me make my sound loud here.
We are not step studs.
Let's go. Let's go to studs, what she has to say.
Studs. We are not step studs. We are not step studs. We are human beings, yo. These females don't understand it. How you trying to take advantage of me, and you got a man that don't even want to take care of their kids, but you trying to take advantage of me when I'm free help? You don't take advantage of something that wants to help, you fucking dummy.
I advise all studs. If the bitch got a kid, leave that bitch where she at. All she good for is to fuck on. Don't build no home with her. Don't treat her like these niggas gonna treat her. Been there, done that, experienced it. Waste of time. Don't do it.
Yeah, why do y'all keep trying to talk to me when you know you got kids? Baby, I'm 23. What the fuck I'm gonna do for you and your kids?
I've been in that situation with a woman. I was in a relationship for 2 years and shit wasn't working because she couldn't hold a job. I was paying all the bills. On top of that, taking care of her child. Shit, she had a good ass baby daddy out of me. Basically, I was a stud baby daddy. I'm so ashamed. But hey, it is what it is. I decided to end the relationship and I said, F them kids. I sure did.
I mean, I love kids. I love kids with everything in me. I'm just not trying to raise nobody else's kids. I'm not trying to go out and goddamn buy all these goddamn Jordans and Air Max and PlayStation 5s and shit for the holidays. I'm not trying to be at the basketball game. I'm not trying to be at dance recital. I'm not doing this shit simply because
These damn studs is, sorry about that, guys. Look at
beings, yo. These females don't understand it. How you trying to take advantage of me, and you got a man that don't even want to take care of their kids, but you trying to take advantage of me when I'm free help? You don't take advantage of something that wants to help, you fucking dummy.
I advise all studs. If the bitch got a kid, leave that bitch where she at. All she good for is to fuck on. Don't build no home with her. Don't treat her like these niggas gonna treat her. Been there, done that, experienced it. Waste of time. Don't do it.
Yeah, why do y'all keep trying to talk to me when you know you got kids? Baby, I'm 23. What the fuck I'm gonna do for you and your kids?
I've been in that situation with a woman. I was in a relationship for 2 years and shit wasn't working because she couldn't hold a job. I was paying all the bills. On top of that, taking care of her child. Shit, she had a good ass baby daddy out of me. Basically, I was a stud baby daddy. I'm so ashamed. But hey, it is what it is. I decided to end the relationship and I said, F them kids. I sure did.
I mean, I love kids. I love kids with everything in me. I'm just not trying to raise nobody else's kid. I'm not trying to go out and goddamn buy all these goddamn Jordans and Air Max and PlayStation 5s and shit for the holidays. I'm not trying to be at the basketball game. I'm not trying to be at dance recital. I'm not doing this shit simply because.
Oh my God, man. I'm sorry. They burnt out the studs. Where do you go now? You took out the studs now. We got no, we're running out of options here, man, fellas. I'm sorry. They're running out of options. So that's why I said about the collapse of the SIP economy. It's like, yo, he said push for reopening a psychiatric hospital, right? Like he said, hell no. It's crazy out here, man. Even these women are like hell no, we ain't doing this shit no more, man. They like forget this shit. They're burnt out. And again, they always like to talk about men and how men are failing or what men are not doing. But the reality is like you got situations now where like literally, these women are burning out women. That was their go-to. They used to say like, oh, we could always get ourselves a woman or whatever, or we can always go the other way. But that even nowadays, you can't. That's gone. They have their limitations too. Whoa, I can't put that up there. So it's crazy, man. It's like, and it's not getting any better, right? So even, what's funny, man? I was thinking about something, man. I was looking at some YouTube content, man. Yeah, and it's hard too because I'll give an example, right? They don't listen to any good content. I'll give you an example, okay? Here's the type of content they be listening to, the women. They listen to this type of content, even in an environment where, shit's like crashing. Listen to this bullshit, right? Listen to this bullshit, fellas. Listen to the pandering content that these women listen to.
Microwave that smells like regret. You're not.
Let me see. Let me get this back.
Turning.
Listen to this simp content that the women be listening to.
7. There's no magician coming. And my father doesn't even know when it's his birthday. My grandfather has worked double shifts on their birthdays. When they found out it was their birthday, they said, oh, all right, I guess I got to work more now. And before anyone says self-care is important, sure, it's fine. But if you're taking PTO to post birthday selfies with captions like grateful, growing, glowing, I need you to log out and clock back into work. All right. You want a guy who forgets it's his birthday because he was busy building something. A guy who gets handed a cupcake by his coworker and says, oh, right, thanks. That's the energy. That's husband material. Because I promise you, the man who plans a full day itinerary for himself is not someone you want arguing with you in an IKEA parking lot.
So this guy, this simp right here, this look at that. 24,287 likes. Okay. So this guy makes a simp video. Imagine how there's still, again, this is why we all stuck, right? Do you see the dehumanization of mankind? Dude can't even take a day off for his birthday. And this is like the Panda Bear community is like the ultimate further destruction, because here's why. Even with the fact, so it's like reality versus fantasy, right? Right? The reality is that the simp market is dried up, but delusion still sells. Use Terry Jackson and guys like this are still loading them up with goofy shit. Listen to this crap. You can't even be a human being no more. If you're a man, you can't even be a human being. You can't even, you take a day off for your birthday. The dehumanization. Men are doing this shit. Look at this goofy dude. He's probably part of the alphabet community. Listen to this crap. I never heard anything so stupid in my whole life.
Never date a man who takes the day off on his birthday. I mean, it's not just a red flag. It's a parade with confetti. What exactly are you doing all day? Brunching with your inner child? Lighting a candle and reflecting on the journey? Bro, you work at an office with a shared fridge and a microwave that smells like regret. You're not turning 7. There's no magician coming. My father doesn't even know when it's his birthday. My grandfathers worked double shifts on their birthdays. When they found out it was their birthday, they said, all right, I guess I got to work more now. And before anyone says self-care is important, sure, it's fine. But if you're taking PTO to post birthday selfies with captions like grateful, growing, glowing, I need you to log out and clock back into work. All right. You want a guy who forgets it's his birthday because he was busy building something. A guy who gets handed a cupcake by his coworker and says, oh, right, thanks. That's the energy. That's husband material. Because I promise you, the man who plans a full day itinerary for himself is not someone you want arguing with you in an IKEA parking lot.
So they're listening to this type of simp content, and that's what these women get through their heads. Like they still have the hope strategy that some superheroes are going to come flying through the door to save them, and he's going to have these, like this guy. Look at his hairline. He probably doesn't even date women. He doesn't even date women. He's probably part of the alphabet community. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy type bullshit. They still listening to this shit all day, every day. Goofy. He's a good businessman. Now, I'm going to take it back. I told myself I'm going to stop messing with guys. I'm going to stop making pandering videos about Derek Jackson and Yada and the rest of them, because he's giving them what they want to hear. The customer is always right. So that's what they want to hear. They want to hear this bullshit. So he's giving them what they want. But there's so many Panda Bear male channels out there now, loading them up with goofy shit. With these guys that don't even date women, spend all day long in the mirror. He's talking about, this is the type of guy who spends, look at this. He spends all day in the mirror playing with his hair. All day long, he's playing with his hair in the mirror. You know. Yeah, while he's at work, right? That's a good question. You know, that's a hell of a question, man. That's a hell of a question. But guys, make sure you hit the like button. You guys want to support the channel, please do. We're going to get into the topic. We're going to get into the conversation, because there's a lot of talk right now. I mean, there's a lot of heat out here. There's a lot of conversations out here. I know even Kendra G is getting a lot of heat out here, because Kendra G, remember that the last week she put up a video of all these single mommies. You had 41 women, 144 baby daddies, 191 kids. Just do that to your mind. 41 women, 144 baby daddies, 192 kids. Madness out here. And no wonder why they've been abusing these studs. It's crazy. It's crazy out here, man. This is the Serengeti. And as in 2025, he says full-time job is what? Pandering. I'm telling you, man. That's where the money is at. The Pookie Ray Ray Show. I'm telling you, if I would have really wanted to be successful on YouTube, and I stay some of the dating relationships space, I need to get me some. You need to see me walking down the beach with some 360-pound women. You know, if I really wanted to be successful on YouTube, the secret is very simple, especially in this relationship space with bash black men, praise mediocrity, you know, promiscuity, women doing whatever they want to do, shame men. You know, I be used to me out in South Beach, which I'll be like, forget all these skinny women. I like my women 350 and above. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, oh, Peaceful Life, that's our guy. Man, my channel will explode. 200,000 subscribers. You know, there'll be women everywhere listening. Whoa, my Peaceful Life, he is the guy. That's what a real man is. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be like, that's a real man there. I mean, I'll go to hell, but for causing these women massive amounts of strokes and heart attacks and diabetes and shit. But it's what it is. That's how you make money on YouTube. You lie to women. He's following the script of you lie to women. That's how guys make money on the internet. You tell lies to women. Women will suck it up. You just kiss their ass, pander to them, don't tell them the truth, attack men, call men losers and men ain't ish, and you'll make a tremendous amount of money on YouTube. So the Panda Bears are good businessmen. Derek Jackson. I used to be like saying stuff about Derek Jackson. I ain't saying nothing about Derek Jackson no more. He's a smart businessman. Because what did they listen to? They ain't gonna listen to no truth. Look at Kevin Samuels was telling them a whole bunch of truth. What did they end up doing? Celebrating his death. Shahrazad Ali was trying to square them away. What they do? They attacked her, called her all kinds of names. So only thing they value is bullshit. So it is what it is. Let them make their money off the women and sell them a whole lot of bullshit, man. But where we go? I'm sorry. So what we see now, and I've talked about it before, is this environment now where we're still having these conversations about traditional values, about all these different things, And I saw this video the other day, right? Where is that? Hey guys, let's get some likes. Let's get some super chats, man. We're gonna keep this content going. You want these live streams to keep going? Support the live stream, support the channel. We'll keep this live stream going. But the Kendra G show, and salute to my brothers at, let me put my brothers over here, Tip Network. Let me get where we go. Tip Network. Salute to them. I gotta put that link in there. Copy. Tip Network. Great content, of course. But this is an example of what you see nowadays with a whole bunch of burnt out women demanding high prices, like literally burnt out. And I'm telling you, it's crazy out here in these streets. Like, this is like, I made a post the other day about, what is it, Alabama State, about their cheerleading squad where women were supposed to be 250 and above to qualify. But it's getting worse. I don't know. Delusion is at an all-time high in 2025. And let me give you an example of the craziness that's going on out here in these streets. And this is about Kendra G. Well, salute to Tip Network for this video. Let's continue on. Fair use.
If you date somebody, what men want is different than what women want.
I married at 18, divorced at 19.
Did you get married to stay together?
No, I got married so that I can make more money.
There you have it. Either way.
In the dating world, a lot of time, how much money a woman get isn't primary.
Should he make a certain amount of money?
Over 100K. Let's just say either at 100K or a little bit over it. And I hate to say this, but I will talk down on a man that make less than me. I choose not to lower that. I want somebody to make over than I make, so it won't be no arguments and there won't be no jealousy.
You had a baby by a man that didn't make 100K, but now you want a man that makes 100K or more to raise that child with you. They're gonna say that.
Yeah, I understand. But when you have a kid, you do raise the bar. And unfortunately, and it's just that. You raise the bar. I know where I am in my career.
See, this is where I always talk to a lot of brothers that women don't care about fairness. They care about winning. What's fair to women and what's fair to men is two different fairness. So when you see women like this, you just got to tell them to kick rocks. Or, whether the guys they don't care about it. See, this is what I always tell guys. Don't push your values onto women. Women don't play by our rules. Their code, they have no code. Their code is some selfish shit. They don't play fairness. All they care about is the W. The W for them and their situation. They are creatures of survival. Period. Gaslight is their number one weapon. Denial, delusion. You don't stop trying. Just whenever they start that goofy shit. All right, you have a good day. I'll see you later. Take care of yourself. And just be out. You can't even entertain them because they're not playing fair. So let's continue on.
I know what I make, so it is what it is. If you don't make that, it's
compilation of Kendra G baby moms speaking about how many kids they have and how many baby daddies that they have. And the total just left me completely speechless.
Honey, Kendra G is the last person I take dating advice from. This is a woman in her 40s, has no husband. The last man she had was a Nigerian scammer who Tasha K ripped her all up through the internet on.
We got emails and all this on your boyfriend, not your husband, but your boyfriend. Hey, how was that Kendra G scrutinizing women about their requirements and preferences in a mate when she's parading around Los Angeles and being love bombed by Hush Puppy Jr., the Nigerian Deo, aka Donovan Johnson, aka Don Johnson, aka Reginald Green, aka Terrence Reed, aka James Wright, aka Timothy Price, and the list goes on. She is head over heels in love with a notorious scammer that recently came home from federal prison for bank fraud, credit card fraud, wire fraud, identity theft, and money laundering. Her Instagram is at Kendra G. It's Scam Central and screams scam likely.
And she doesn't give any good advice. Every opportunity she gets, she takes it to insult or demean a Black man. Or to insult or demean a Black woman.
That's why I had to cuss, because look, she came on my show and she had 5 kids and she said she want a man who make $1 million and she ain't gonna have sex with him. I had to cuss. Jesus, what you want me to say in that moment? Now you're 34. What's the age range you would date?
We said 32 to 38, Kim.
Oh. Yeah.
No, don't do me like that. I know you done had a long day and you tired. I was just, I told you that direct communication be getting you.
300 people trying to get on the show right now. So if your lucky ass gets selected, it is best you're respectful. Now,
This is getting outrageous. This is crazy. Hey guys, hit the like button, man. We got like 14 likes in here, man. Before we continue on the show, you want to donate to the show, please do. But hit the like button. Likes are free. You want to donate to the show, please. You can donate it that way, or you can cash app the show. We want to keep content going, and we want to keep unbiased, fair content. No commercialization going, gentlemen, ladies, whoever is watching. Hit the like button. But Bookie said, a box is empty, devoid of any monetary value. I don't even I can't even stress how burnt out the majority of these women are to make demands. I think it's that's why I focus more on male self-esteem and male self-discipline. If men only understood that the only reason why these women are able to talk like that is because we live in a feminist, government-empowered, gynocentric environment, that they have absolutely mismanaged their youth. And this is why global travel is necessary, just to see the world. That doesn't mean women are the same everywhere. If in certain environment, just the culture and the environment that keeps people in check. That's it. But just to see the world, not to be out here thinking that this place is better than this place and this place is better than that place. That's ridiculous. Social media is everywhere. But just to see the world, and then you understand the true value of what things are worth out here, and you overpay on the dating relationship market. It's just burnt out. So hit the like button, guys. Let's get these likes up. We got like 14 likes. Come on. I get it. You know what it is? I'm going to have to put this on subscriber only mode. You get a lot of these women coming here watching the content, seeing what we talking about, because they're not getting the outcomes that they want. And you see, when women go listen to Panda Bear channels, there's one thing for a guy to massage their ego, and then they apply that to the real world. They're not getting the outcomes in the real world. They're getting sausage. So, you know, options and opportunity for sex, options and opportunity for marriage and long-term relationship, not happening, except for the guy they don't want. So they'll come and watch us over here in our spaces after they go listen to the Panda Bears, and they'll sit in the middle of no man's land because, again, outcome matters. Outcome matters, especially nowadays where we have this economy the way it is, and inflation is a problem. And they're like, holy shit, I'm getting old. I'm getting pounded out, and these relationships are not lasting. You see? Because most of these modern women cannot sustain this. This is what they cannot sustain. What after a guy then hit that clarity, and he gets to the point where he like this is where the relationship goes south. It's PNC clip. See, women don't understand. A guy has what, almost 20 times more testosterone level than a woman. So in the initial phase of a relationship, a guy is going to be like, okay, wow, maybe, and you know, she's putting on her fake self and whatever else. But what's happening after this guy has get that out of his system, now he can see everything. All these things are coming together, her behavior, her attitude. And since we live in a gynocentric environment where we don't force women to do any self-development or self-improvement, they think that everything they're doing is great. The problem is only men. Men are trash. Women ain't nothing. Men are the one who's messing up everything. So they don't make any self-improvement. So if somebody believes that men are always the problem and we don't need to do anything for men except give them some used box, you have zero self-development, zero value being added other than used box. So anything a man has gotten, multiple men before him has gotten it. Because that's what sexual liberation did. It said, okay, go out here. You're a strong, independent woman. Focus on your career. Focus on everything else. Nobody's celibate. So these are not chaste women. But they're demanding chaste women's prices, which is marriage. Marriage is the most expensive price a man can pay for a relationship. But you paying that price for a woman that has basically been poly her whole life. Most of us have been poly our whole life. Let's be honest. None of us were virgins, and we're not still with the first woman that we've been with. They're not with the first men they've been with. So everybody has been out here enjoying this sexually liberated world. But the difference is they're still charging men chaste price. And that's where the confusion is, and that's why the outcomes are poor. Because you can be on the internet shaming man all day long. But if you've given away your body to men of lesser value, or multiple men before that man, the man who's going to sign up for you for the long term is not the man that you want. So, because men do a calculation and women don't realize that. Like, well, what is he getting out of this deal? So anyhow, let's continue on. Let me remove that. So, but that's where women are getting stuck at this phase right here. And that's it. Once that guy's like, oh shit, you know, even though you see him right there, you see him like guys, like if they get smart, they get older. Like you go in the store, you see a chick in there and be like, oh wow, she's got a fat ass on her. Before, when you were younger, you would kick game. You'll be like, you try and get those digits. When you get older, you'd be like, because you know it's going to end. After you've had enough of this, you understand like, man, I know where this is going to be in about 4 weeks. When she starts talking to you and you hear her brain operates, and you busted a few nuts, man, and you listen to her talk, like, oh, God, this is awful. You're like, sorry, you gotta get rid of her. You just pounded out an empty vessel. Her brain is dead. She's like literally, you just hit a brain dead woman or woman with arrested development. Don't think because they're older, they're better either. Social media took away the older, more mature men. You think that, oh, this woman is 35. She's going to be more mentally mature. Her brain is no different than a 19-year-old. They all got that same mush in their brain. You know, I mean, I'm not all of them, but a large percentage of them. You thinking a 35-year-old is going to be better than, no, they all the same. 22-year-old, 35-year-old, they stop. They're stagnant because of social media now. And they live in a world that is of fantasy. So you don't think like, oh, well, you know, even a 50-year-old, you think a 50-year-old be like, you talking to a 50-year-old? Well, this woman has, or 45-year-old woman, she's got some maturity because she's older and she has had like, no. She's still out here leading with her sexy. She sees herself as the 22-year-old version of herself. They be out here leading with their sexy up until the point where they get geriatric. They will fight it, and then they'll go and spend some money on some filters and some makeup and some waist tighteners and some liposuction and some whatever else, and still try to push this they go straight up Lisa Ray, Vivica K. Fox on your ass. Out here selling that ancient box, trying to leverage that to get a husband. They will push it till the end of time. The days are over. It's finished out here. Social media was the final straw that broke the camel's back, and we need an apocalyptic reset because delusion is not going to be, because the men are making money off of this shit now, because what we do, a lot of guys are doing is validating delusion for profit. So guys are making money. I can't blame them. Look, I got what? 15 likes on this video. If I was out here kissing women's ass and pandering to them, man, I have a whole channel full of women hitting the like button. I can't even get 30 people in the live. Can't even get more than 15 likes. Right. That tells you right there, because I ain't kissing ass. I ain't lying to men. I ain't lying to women. Bump that shit. I'm not burning in hell to sell no damn YouTube content. Go kick rocks. I'll tell the women, get up off your fat ass. Stop, close your damn legs. Stop selling pussy. Stop the whoring. And I'll tell a man, get up off the basement, you're weak ass, bitch ass. Go do some push-ups in the gym or go do something with your life. These women ain't gonna change. So I ain't pandering to women or men. So I don't expect like people to be like, oh, peaceful life. Nah, kick rocks for that pandering shit. I ain't doing it. Again, it's about truth. And really, you got to be strict. You got to stick to your game on that. But this is where we're at now. But let's get this back to the video. Back into this delusional world that we currently live in. And we need an apocalyptic reset. And guys, hit the like button. We need more likes.
disrespectful and you want to respond to my disrespect, that's fair. That's fair. Shout out to Are You Really 29? I went in. He had the right to coming back. I'm gonna give you that one.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting here and I'm being respectful, Big Mama, because I ain't gonna call you Little Mama because we saw the Kendra 10. Now let me just go all the way motherfucking there. Let me just really go there now. Big Mama with the high standards. Take your ass to the gym, and then maybe we could find you the man that you just described. Now you asked for this. I was sitting up here trying to ask you the question. Yes, at times I forget. I might ask you the same question twice. Happens all the time.
Hey,
Big Mama.
They don't care. First of all, let me show you guys something real quick. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Let me get back to the video. Give me a second. All that, you see, all that big crap don't work in 2027 because they're hopped on delusion. I mean, even though Lizzo has abandoned them, stop. Let me see. Start share screen. Let me show you what is going on in 2020. This is 2025 right here. You see this shit right here? There we go. Get them big mamas in there. There we go. Here we go. Where we going? Increase the size right here. No, let's go. I should do it. They don't care. This is the reality of life in 2025. They've been hopped on delusion so long, they don't care.
Come on, guys. We have wings. 300 plus.
I'm sorry, let me mute this before I get a copyright. Look at this one. What's this one there? 347. What else? What's the next one? Go ahead. She's proud. Self-esteem is high. 314. Woo. What's that one? 360. What else? 360. What we got? 334, 35. Woo. 364. Damn. Wow. 330. They don't care. They just don't care. I mean, it doesn't even matter. So let's get back to the video. They don't care about that weight. It's matriarchal culture. And when you're in a matriarchal culture, the women get to set the rules on what is acceptable. I mean, they don't get no outcome, but, you know, in the Black community in America, the men don't hold the power. The power starts first with the Democratic Party. Then it goes down to the women. You know, that's who hold the power in the Black community. The men themselves are along for the ride. That's why the standards are so low. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, they worship. Yeah, he said agents of chaos, pandering symptoms 3 or 4. They worship validate. Yeah, validate obesity. Let's see the thing with the Alabama State. The Alabama State. I did a thing on that the other day. Let's see where we at. The Alabama State cheerleaders. I did a post on that, like literally, where they went after the Alabama State announcer for this, you know, where we at? Can I share that from there? They went after the Alabama State announcer. Hey, salute to you, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate it. You know, I appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Big up. He said Kendra G need to stop buying her wigs from Party City. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. 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 You know, and it's let's get back to the video, man. Appreciate the super chat, guys. If you want to support the channel, please do. It's that's exactly where she's she's you know, she's getting them from, man. But she doesn't care because the women are listening to it. But where's that tab for the Alabama State? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. Let's see where we are. No. There you go. Hold on 1 second. Remember that tab? They went for. There we go. Get back. So where we at? There we go. I have it on my let me share the screen. This is the one we're talking about with the HBCU. I think it's Alabama State, where I made this post. An HBCU announcer who roasted the opposing team's 250-pound Lizzo-sized dancer with an Ozempic line and hot water. Even Luther Campbell from Two Live Crew thinks his friend went too far. You make the call. So again, promoting mediocrity and pushing mediocrity is something that they're comfortable with because it's a matriarchal culture. But if you look at these young ladies, they had to be 250 pounds or more. It's crazy. They don't care about their health or well-being because the men are not in control. The men are not in control. It's the women that are in control. And the standards they're setting the standards for what's acceptable in that community. And then you have a community that runs purely on feelings and whatever else. And you have this is a university. Imagine if you're a university, you're supposed to really uphold things like good health care, good nutrition, education. What kind of education is going on over here where we can't even protect these young ladies from eating themselves to death? But they want you to support these HBCUs. But why would you allow this as a university or a college? Why would you allow this nonsense? It's a shame that they would even allow this at an institution of higher learning, promoting obesity, because they into that new form of wokeness that they tolerate anything. It's crazy, man. He said, Christian Martin, cloud engineer, tech sales, or learning how to underwrite real estate, deal with wholesale, them establishing investors, set your own price for each wholesale deal. It's crazy. Yeah, that's for the Christian Martin. I'm sorry, but also too, you want to have some skill set that not everybody has. I mean, even with AI coming along, talented people will always find jobs. People that can fix things or do things that especially with their hands, and they have skills and knowledge that are you just can't replace it. He said, it shows that goes to show that when modern women burn themselves, their first instinct is to pass it on to the first sucker. Oh, sorry, first sip. Sorry. It's crazy, man. Hey, what's up, my brother, Dr. L? Salute to you, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hey, Dr. L had an interesting show the other day. He tried to, professionally and with integrity deal with one of these KK quiches or these destroyers of the Black community. But this is the type of mediocrity they push. And when you push back against it, they hate you. They call you all kinds of names, misogynist. This is because their mission is to keep the power base in the community around the women. Because if you can control the women and keep pushing the men down, you can use the women to destroy the men. False narratives, fake statistics, all kinds of made up bullshit that they come with. They have weaponized black women to destroy the black men. I call them KK Keishas. And they even weaponize black women to destroy themselves. It's like a crazy dynamic. What kind of functional culture would tolerate this type of nonsense? Look at this crap. Yeah, salute to you, brother. Thanks for passing through, man. And, you know, I always appreciate you, man. Yeah, definitely. But, you know, what type of, what, you know, it's crazy. Like, this is what I call KKK behavior, Ku Klux Klan behavior. This is self-racism. You hate yourself so much that you'll eat yourself to death. And any black person that support this is a member of the KKK. You are a self-hating racist. What's up, Andrew? Salute to you, my brother. When any black person that supports this mediocrity, you're a member of the KKK, in my opinion. Any black person that supports black people committing crimes against each other, murdering each other, drug dealers and criminals and people singing Sexy Reds and all that shit, you're the ones that are the Combs and the KKK and the mediocrity sellers, supporting our women being ran through, promoting mediocrity in the community and shit. It's crazy. This woman's going to get diabetes and heart disease and strokes. What type of bullshit is this? What kind of acceptance is this? There's a young women. They're destroying their lives for what? Woke culture? Liberal ideology? Huh? You notice those liberals, right? Even the guy who deleted Charlie Kirk, he didn't delete them because he said something about black people. He deleted them because he said something about, he deleted Charlie Kirk because he said something about the alphabet community. Black people believe that they're operating on behalf of black people, these white liberals. No, they're not. They use black people as a social experiments. If Charlie Kirk only said something about black people, white liberals wouldn't care. They haven't touched George Zimmerman yet. They're only going after people that say things about the alphabet community or that go against the liberal agenda. You see, they only want black people for one, votes, two, hijacking the Civil Rights Act of 1964, hijacking the 14th Amendment so they can push immigrants into the country. They use black people like disposable tampons. That's what white liberals do. Experiment on your kids. Look at Atlanta. Look at Atlanta. They're turning Atlanta into the city of Sodom. Get rid of the boys' fathers so they can take over the community, control the votes. They just use black people for civil rights. That's all they use them for. And Obama was the one who helped deliver that bullshit. That's what. So they use black people for the civil rights. That's all they care about. And then they use them for all this body positivity bullshit that they try. Look at this crap. Unacceptable. 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 The president of this university should be terminated for his failure. For his failure. This should cause for the president of the university should be terminated for this. Mediocrity. Absolutely. You know, absolutely. Any responsible black man or woman or anybody else would not allow this. Not allow this. This is literally promoting deletion of black women. Absolutely. You know, this is just pure evil. But anyhow, let's move along. You know, that's like, this is what real racism looks like. You know, this is what real racism look like. You know, it's crap, man. Who would support this? Absolutely ridiculous. Let me get that failure off my damn screen. That's just pure failure. That's what real racism looks like. You hateful people, man. Why would they even let them young ladies do that to themselves? That's terrible. Awful. Let's go right back to this profit-making individual here, Kendra G. Continue on.
Remember your name, so I'm gonna call you Big Mama. I don't know why y'all think y'all can fuck with me.
Meanwhile, y'all are letting this woman insult you on her show, show her ass every opportunity that she can. She's rude, she's distasteful, she's uncouth. Her clothes are way too tight for her size. Get into it, okay? And she really is just, it seems like a very nasty, vile person. But y'all will continuously call in on her show and let her insult you for whatever reason, demean you, speak to you like she's above you in some way, shape, or form. Why? Because she got a YouTube channel.
Well, it appears that Kendra G has found herself in quite a kerfuffle. Man, oh man, it's coming down, going down all around town. And this lady has her boot strictly on Kendra G's neck. And we know that Tasha K has been up her backside like a puppeteer's hand in a puppet. Basically, they got sick of the Kendra G grip. And Kendra G, she's not even worried about what you're worried about because she's only worried about that money, that cash, that scratch. And she's not even tripping on that single mother vibe that she seems to promote because she's even considering, you've heard it here, opening a goddamn black sperm bank. So I don't want to hear nothing about these single mothers are not by choice because they're out here advertising it. You dig?
Because I was thinking about starting a sperm bank, actually.
That's crazy.
How is that crazy? There's a lot of women that are older that want children that, you know.
Kendra G sperm bank.
It will go along with the dating app. It actually makes so much sense. And think about it. Black sperm is very hard to find because here's the deal. If you wanted to go the sperm donor route, it costs money. And shout out to our Caucasian sisters. They be getting that black sperm very fast. So the black women don't be having none left. So I want to create a black only for black people, black women only sperm bank. But we'll add Alejandro's Hispanic. So it'll be brown only for black women only sperm bank.
No, if you're a woman and you want to keep the man that you had a baby with, you have to bow down.
You have to bow down.
You are not in charge here.
What are you talking about, Corey?
You have
You're
to
trying
bow
to make me
down.
upset. She's trying to make me upset. I'm not gonna.
What, do you have kids?
I don't have any kids.
Obviously, you ain't got no kids. That's what I'm saying. It's like
What do you mean
you're not going to bow down.
No, I'm not. But I don't have enough money to raise my child with or without the guy.
Right. So money, you'll have kids raised with money.
You're trying to tell me that 144 baby daddies were all the problem, and none of you of 41.
Mic on. Look at the statistic. 41 women. 144 baby daddies. Total kids, 192. Whew. See? And they make up these lying stats about black men. Only a small percentage of black men are making these babies. They're just doubling down on the same men doing the same shit all over again. And they are picking these men. That's just terrible. Awful. It ain't the men. Sorry, it's not the men. Do the math. The math ain't mathing. Let's continue on.
That took on 144. See, because isn't that what that means?
Exactly.
Is that not what that means? 41 women to 144. Who does percentages around here? You know I'm not good at math.
Well, here's the deal, though.
That's COINTELPRO right there.
I agree with that. The only thing that I don't agree with is you're giving a lot of the accountability to the woman of the family. It takes the man to be a part of the family too. So if he's helping her create the child and he doesn't stick around to raise the child, that's his fault. It's not her fault.
No.
And every single woman in that video should be ashamed of themselves. I don't care. I said that. I meant that. 41 women have 144 baby daddies. And And you have Ebony K. Williams sitting up there talking about society tries to blame Black single mothers and say that single mothers, they should be. They absolutely should be. Oh, well, they're not doing it on their own. You're right. 144 baby daddies. So that's 144 men that 41 women allowed to run up in them to make 192 effing kids, and not near one of them accepted accountability for anything. So you're trying to tell me that 41 women had 192 kids and 144 baby daddies was all wrong?
And listen, no lies detected. That is pretty much what the show is about. It's a bunch of women with unrealistic expectations coming to her show trying to find a rich man. That's just what we see. And I think the backlash from the show is really the contestants or the people on the show. That those are the ones who are being scrutinized mainly for their unrealistic expectations. That's just what it is. We talk about it all the time. We react to those videos all the time of these women coming on here with bonnets on, head scarves, looking a hot mess, actually looking for the most out of a man. And so, I just think that is really what people scrutinize about the show, the people that come on and what they're asking for, and then also looking at what they bring to the table.
So should this be celebrated? Should this be like put up on a billboard and everybody should say, go women, go Black women, go, do your thing, baby moms, do your thing, single baby moms?
You're one of them, aren't you?
No. I'm something else.
Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. The only thing we can do is guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. And at times, the truth is a bitter pill, but it's time to shut up and take your medicine. So there's nothing else left to do but get on into it. Are you ready? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the social media dating space is hot, and it's a place where you can make a lot of money. So you will see people lining up to get in on the action. And Kendra G's dating single show is no exception to the rule, but she's taking it to new heights. This lady not only has her own app, kudos to her, but she's also rumored by her own words to want to start a Black-only sperm bank. So all you ladies who froze your eggs, you can line on up and go on and get yourself turkey basted so you can get in where you fit in.
Kendra G sperm bank?
It will go along with the dating app. It actually makes so much sense. And think about it. Black sperm is very hard to find because here's the deal. If you wanted to go the sperm donor route, it costs money. And shout out to our Caucasian sisters. They be getting that black sperm very fast.
Because if Ebony K. Williams could do it, that rich lady, then absolutely your average everyday bust down lady can also do it. And this is the dream that these social media dating spaces sell these ladies. And yes, I'm talking to the ladies. What they tell you is that you are a princess, the beautiful lie sold and untold. And I'm not saying that you don't have value on the social marketplace, but what I'm saying is that your value on the sexual
it's ridiculous.
Marketplace is plummeting. Why, ma'am? Because you got three.
Yeah, you can't really make this shit up. Let me get out of that. So this is part of what I've talked about with the collapse of the simp economy. It's still some simps holding on for dear life or whatever else, but generally overall, I mean, you don't get a lot of the like even he said, you did the math, Mr. He said 192 kids divided by 41 equals 4 kids per woman. Oh yeah. Oh, it's the numbers. If you think about it from a logical perspective, and they don't want, they want people like me to shut up and stick your head in the sand because everybody's having little financial problems right now. And they want me to have good conversation and talk positively about Black love and whatever else. Black love. They want me to try and bring people together. But they're having conversation with a whole bunch of burnt out women that have mismanaged their youth. And they want me to talk about Black love and all this other bullshit. Why weren't you thinking about black love before you got beat up? Before you got the mileage on you, you weren't thinking about no black love. Why you got to get 25 bodies on you before you start thinking about black love and have other men's babies? This is like that celibacy shit. Why you got to be celibate after? Why can't you be celibate before you get pounded? Why can't you be a virgin and celibate? Why you got to be celibate after you got 20 bodies on you? Why does the dudes always got to eat the leftovers? You know, why you always save the worst for the high mileage box for the best men? Imagine a community where they say, okay, you, sir, have been squared away all your life. You've done the right things, and look how we're going to reward you. You get to get Mook Mook's ex. Look, black man, come. We have this woman here. She only has 15 bodies. Marry her and make a good woman out of her. Mook Mook hit it. Day Day hit it. Daquan hit it. Man hit it. But hey, she found Jesus. And you're the winner of this ran through woman. Hey, and she wants a provider man, a Christian provider man, to pay all of her bills. And you're going to take care of her kids. Yes, you, simp hero. She's a prize. She's repenting of her sins. If Jesus forgave her, why can't you? And that's what they try to sell. They're like, yo, get out of here. What did Andrew say? They were thinking about, we're thinking about black women fun versus love, right? Absolutely. Opting out for the dating tier and going straight for the sperm tier. It's over for Kendrick G. It's over for Kendrick G. It's over for Kendrick G. What's going on? He said, you divided 3 baby daddies for women, right? Yeah, you can't add up. Most black men don't have kids. And then there's many that have kids that are married. So you have like a 15% region, 15 to 20% region of men and you take out married men, the 34% out that. You have a small number of men that are making all these babies out here. Since 56% of black men don't even have kids. But they don't want to talk about statistics. That's why you got to watch out for these. Dr. L had a bad situation with what I call an educated KK Keisha, quoting fake stats. They like to quote these stats that don't even match the numbers. It's some fake ass stats because these KK Keishas spreading false information about the black American male population. It's the most horrible thing. When anybody can go to the Pew Research, they can go to blackdemographics.com and look up the statistics. It's just clear and evident, It's clear, But salute to you, Mr. Mister. Hey, let's don't make Mr. Mister the only one that's donating to the channel. We want to keep men's content going. You got to support it. Send a donation, send a super chat, send a cash app. Let's keep this content going. Because again, I'm not going to put a whole bunch of advertisers on this channel, pushing products or whatever else. And like I said, this is an environment where we're going to keep things objective minded and whatever else. But there, the math just ain't mathing up. But the question becomes, what are men getting? If 99% of the conversation of what men need to be better at, then what are they getting in return? And we've talked about wholeflation. But getting back to the collapse of the simp economy, this content came through, there's been a lot more of these videos towards these passport bros or whatever the hell lately. Why are they stalking these dudes that they say they don't care about? I never can understand that. I give you an example. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Salute to Medium Man. Medium Man, I put his link in the chat. He did this content with going after men that they say they don't care about, right? And I told you before, the only men that be following behind passport bros and worry about what passport bros are doing, in my opinion, these are the only men that be following behind these passport bros. What type of heterosexual man is going to be following behind another man unless he's in this situation? And Big Shirley sent him after the boys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't pay attention to no passport bro content. I ain't no alphabet man. What do I care about what passport bros do overseas? I don't care whether who's crashing out, who's dating 304s, who's tricking. Give a rat's ass about what another man does with his money or his Johnson. That ain't my business what some man does overseas. He don't slave. It's a free man doing whatever the hell he wants to do with his life. So you got dudes like this on the community level, because they act like black men belong to the plantation. They control their access and sexual access and tell them who to date and who they're not supposed to date and all this other bullshit. Because they know that the women themselves are not competitive. So they do this because they know that the vast majority of the women are just not competitive. Not competitive. And the men are only really being held in that environment because of race loyalty. And maybe they love their mamas and whatever else, and they trying to, cope with the mediocrity that they're being served. But generally speaking, the most black men in the black community get a raw deal. I mean, a terrible deal. I mean, when then you have these simp enforcers that come out and try and, punish the men to get them to stay on the plantation. You guys are a bunch of tricks and simps, and while they got sitting at home with some 300-pound woman. Ain't even getting disrespected every day. But let's continue on. Stalking men overseas. This is sick.
Percent of black men make six figures, and a portion of those are already married, dating outside their race, or simply uninterested. Your options are extremely limited before the dating even starts. And if you include the black men who are taking their talents overseas, i.e. the passport bros, your pool becomes that much smaller. And I know, the passport bros are considered to be the black men that you all don't want. But I can't tell based off the way black men and women continuously penis police those men, even resulting to spying on these brothers while some of you are supposedly on vacation or living in that particular country.
In Colombia with my lady. We in a club, we at dinner. Everywhere we go, we see black women turned up, kicking it, groups of black women, fine black women. They turned up, they kicking it, having a good time. And there's black men out there too, but they not really approaching these black women. Where are all the black men at in Colombia? They're hand in hand, walking the streets with prostitutes. They're at hookah bars and dinner with women that are on the clock. Y'all just paying for companionship.
You don't think that men should go across seas and get their wife?
Bro, you're a weak ass, bro. You really a weak ass. Because let's talk about it. The passport bros, you prey on dumb, ill-equipped women.
Right. You hear that? Listen to that crap. Now, if that is true, and that is the logic, why do you care? Why would you care? Why? I don't care. Why would you care? Because I'm not gay. I mean, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Why do you care? Look at those big hoop earrings in it. Part of the alphabet community. Again, this is the monetized dating and relationship market here in America, where women are they're not even hiding the fact that they're selling box. So if dude go overseas and spends money on box, what's the difference between here and what's going on overseas? It's the same bullshit. So why would you be studying these dudes' sacks and what the hell they doing? If the same market is going on here locally and domestically, what would a heterosexual man be wearing those big hoop earrings anyhow? I have no idea. He's not a part of some tribal shit, Yeah, this dude never left to Tupelo, Mississippi, trying to tell us about but no, these dudes right here. This is the dude right here. This is them right here. They be like watching dudes and shit, alphabet stuff, in the community, like this the type of dudes. Who cares what another man does with his sack? Like who the hell cares with them? And like these dudes is like, look at this dude. Like, who cares? What kind of alphabet community bullshit these dudes on? Like I was sitting here watching some dude, what he do with his money and his sack. Nothing is more gay than watching another man's when what he does with his sack. Only in the black community that they do that goofy shit. Yeah, white boys be running around doing whatever the hell they want to do. What the hell am I doing watching another black man, what he does with his sack? That's the ultimate alphabet bullshit. Dudes have gotten soft. They're soft as shit. It's soft. Never seen this bullshit. Anyhow, let's continue on. Just say what you are. Just say you like men. Just say it. Just say you like men. Because we're seeing what happened. Where there at? I tell you the dudes that be talking. Where we at? Hold on 1 second. No, I'm not going to show that. Because we've got some problems in the black community.
Making your wife, bro, you a weak ass.
Say this, right?
She don't have to be American. I don't want that to be the thing. You're praying. You're going. Oh, you didn't. I'm gonna shut up right after this. It's
cook.
not because I just want to address that part.
Let's cook.
It's not like he's saying I'm gonna go to Italy. I'm gonna go to France. I'm gonna go to one of these established countries. You're going to a third world country.
Why would he go to another feminist country? Why would anybody go if you're trying to escape radical feminism? Why would you go to another Western democracy or Western country to find the same women you're trying to get away from? That don't make any damn sense. And even now in the East, you got to be careful going to the East. China has a whole bunch of feminists. I mean, social media is what it is. So why would somebody go to a more expensive country with more feminists? You go to a place like Norway or any of these other places, their feminists are worse than what you have in America and Canada. So why would anybody with a half a brain go somewhere like that? This is what you call when uneducated people talk. He's an idiot. He doesn't have any intelligence, but he's trying to be smart because his mission, he's a assassin of the community. What his goal is really is to keep men on the plantation because he's stuck on the damn plantation. Yeah, they're like, he's stuck on this plantation, right? This is what he got to come home to. You see what I'm saying? So he not trying to, he's like, yo, let me cut these dudes' legs off. This crabs in the barrel mentality, because ain't no way, because the truth of the matter is this: even a foreign 304 is better than being in this car with this Big Shirley. It's like, let's say, for instance, right? You got a guy that's, let's say he's tricking overseas, but he's got something nice on his arm looking, even though she's a 304. But this dude is sitting there and he's looking over at the couch and he got some 350-pound Big Shirley on the couch and he's watching some dude over there. It's like, these dudes are disgusting. They're with these whores out there. They're tricking. But then he looks at the couch. He's got Big Shirley over there. He getting cursed out, disrespected. And he's like, man, these dudes, even though they got that 304, I'd rather have that 304 than this big ass hippo that I got to pound out because his self-esteem is low. He's been in the community all his life. A 304 is better than what he got at the house, and he can't take it. All right, gentlemen, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, had a little quick power surge or power outage, whatever. But again, what was he talking about? There we go. So let me get back into my share. What are you talking about? So again, we get back into this de-police atmosphere that we see mostly from the Black community, because other races of men don't really get down like this. They don't really like de-police because they're not trying to extract resources from men like they are in the Black community, really. So it comes back to the men as an insurance policy for a bunch of undesirables in the community. And then you have that crabs in the barrel mentality, but mostly the guys that go after Black men are usually these guys, like literally beaten down and shit like that. So when you see a brother that goes after Black men, this guy, Norbit and shit. They're on some Norbit shit, And again, you can't talk to these brothers because, again, they got a simp for the community. Some of them are just dirty macking. Like, dirty macking is big in the Black community. They dirty macking, all kinds of shit, man. I appreciate, again, Andrew, my man, I appreciate the super chat, man. $10 super chat. You guys appreciate it. Mr. Salute to you, Andy Baker, for supporting the channel. But you see these dudes coming in with this mindset, trying to chop the legs out, because that's all they have left is shame. Because, again, scarce resources. You need men to take care of the men's kids. I mean, you saw the situation, 41 women, 144 baby daddies, 192 kids. Of course they're going to shame you. Somebody's got to pay for this shit. Who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for that? Who's going to be with all these big 250-pound women? Somebody's got to pay for that. And when there's less simps in the environment, who's going to pay for all this debauchery, all this failure? Who's going to pay for this shit? Somebody's got to pay for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this just shit ain't free, So I expect the shame to increase. I say, Captain Big Mike, salute to you, my brother. Hey, peace and blessings to you, man. But somebody's got to pay for this shit, right? And now, my brother Red Pill Science, salute to you, my brother. Welcome back, man. Yeah. And like I say, now, see, they were depending on studs. Like, it got to the point, like, they were so hardcore when, when their party or whatever. Look, I'm not on any of this political party, but when the Democratic Party was in charge, they were like, bump these men. We don't need these men. In fact, we could get ourselves some studs. But again, now that stud shit is crashed. These studs is checking out right now. Shoot. So you have these guys on here, these communitas simps, de-policing these dudes, and we have a total collapse. Total collapse. It's like, look at these dudes. Look at that one dude.
Kicking at groups of Black women, fine Black women. They turned up, they kicking and having a good time. And there's Black men out there too, but they like not really approaching these Black women. Where are all the Black men at in Colombia? They're hand in hand, walking the streets with prostitutes. They're at hookah bars and dinner with women that are on the clock. Y'all just paying for companionship.
You don't think that men should go across seas and get their wife?
Bro, you're a weak ass, bro. You really a weak ass. Because let's talk about it. The passport bros, the that you prey on dumb, ill-equipped women to make your wife, bro, you a weak ass.
Say this, right?
She don't have to be American. I don't want that to be the thing. You're praying.
Okay, now let me remove that from the stream. This is what they call being a man in the Black community, okay? This is what they want Black men to choose, okay? This is what they want your ass to choose. Check this. This is what they want you choosing. Look at this shit right here. This is what they want you picking as a man. This is what they think you deserve right here. As a black man, this is what they think you deserve. This is what they think you should be dating right now. Yeah. This is what they want you with. You see? This is what them dudes is dating. Yeah. What's she at? 360. Yep. This their options. 360, yeah. $335. Woo. Man, is that a cattle scale? What's this one? 363 for, yeah. Look at this one. Just as proud. Wow. Yeah, yeah. So, any black man that don't think that this is hot, and they're criticizing these guys for going and whatever they're doing with their money, I don't have to support none of this shit. But if my options was 350, 250 and above, you might as well just go ahead and tattoo Trick across my forehead. I'd be a Colombia, Brazil, anywhere there's tricking, I would be if this was my options right here. You saw those Alabama State girls, 250 and above? That's what the problem is with these dudes. They are dating these types of, this is what their options are. So they hate other men, even if a guy is with a 304. He's still doing better than this. Even a man with a 304 is doing better than this. 364. Oh my God. Look at this one. 3 plus. Don't break the scale, baby. Let's see. 347. Woo. The other one is heavier. All right, that's enough of this. All right, that's enough. So this is the type of women they want you dating, especially as a successful man or a man in the black community or whatever, because there's no standards. There's no standards for weight. There's no standard for 304 behavior because the women are running shit. The women and the liberals are running shit in the black community. So there's no standards. There's no standards. So that's why these guys are all up in their ass, these soy boys from the black community. That's why they always talking that shit. Because they're speaking on behalf of their mamas. Like a dude like that, he's speaking for his mama that's probably 360. And all of his single cousins and aunties that can't get no man. Big hoop earrings. These soy boys are crazy. You saw that situation in New Orleans. All of them dressed in red. But that's what we have now. It's these dudes right here.
You're going. Oh, you didn't. I'm gonna go to France. I'm gonna go to country like for the rest of your life because it's your concubine. You want to treat her like a concubine because you never had no power nowhere else. So now you're gonna exert your power.
Centered because I'm gonna or.
I can't listen to that soy boy. Let's move on. Let's see what these sisters got to say. We ready. I can't listen to them dudes. Them dudes they're pathetic. Pathetic.
Don't go to Medellin if you are a pick me and or male centered. Because I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. You are not the preference. They are not looking for us here. First, I'm going to assume that you are mostly attracted to black men or date black men. And so when you come down here, especially if you're from the U.S., the black men here will openly tell you, why am I going to check for y'all when I have Colombian women, typically black Colombian women?
Something that has greatly disappointed me since I've been living here is the amount of coonery that I've seen in Tokyo. And sorry to say, but it's mainly from black men from America. The way that I have to watch y'all treat me and my fellow Black sisters like shit, but treat the Japanese women all delicately like they're special flowers is insane. When Black American men get over here, the coonery be on 10. Y'all need to pipe down because they do not give a fuck about y'all.
When my wife and I travel, the last thing I'm worried about is the women that American men are choosing to entertain.
I'm in Colombia with my lady. We in a club, we at dinner, and there's Black men out there too, but they like not really approaching these Black women. Where are all the Black men at in Colombia? They're hand in hand walking the streets with prostitutes.
But you know, to each his own.
Yeah, like it's crazy, right?
To get the latest voting rights and democracy.
Not interested in that. So he's over there with his woman depolicing Black men. You know, and that's crazy, right? That's crazy. So even when even the men themselves that have been grown up in that matriarchal culture, these guys have been compromised. They're compromised. You're talking about, this is why fathers are so important, and again, crabs in the barrel, emasculation, disrespect, trying to keep other men on a plantation of mediocrity. It's not like they're saying, look at these outstanding specimens over here. Why would you ever go somewhere else to get away from these outstanding specimens? Now you can see, shame only works when you're telling somebody that you're leaving outstanding to go to mediocrity, right? If you catch me at the bakery and I got 2 large chocolate cakes when I said I was going to be cutting back on the sugar, you can shame me. But if you caught me, if I left the trash can that we eat at a nice restaurant or eat somewhere else, and you told me, hey, peaceful life, what are you doing eating that salad and that healthy food over there? I'm like, yo, get out of here. You can't shame me. You have to have something to offer somebody of value first. And what does the American Black community or any of these communities have to offer Black men, especially in America? Most Black men in America wake up on defense. Defense. They got KK Keisha they be sleeping with. They got a system that tries to destroy their image every day. You're fighting against a narrative being pushed by your own community to keep you under control. Dudes be fighting against KK Keisha every day. I went to Dr. L's podcast the other day. Look at what he had on there. False statistics, bashing dudes across the head, making up lies about Black men. Black men don't make enough money. Well, you can easily go and see that Black men make more money than Black women. Not that we don't even care about that, but making up all kinds of lies to keep control of a population of men. Always talking about the lowest common denominator. And you said that. Exactly. They act like Black men are not allowed to do what makes them happy. Exactly. And I did that, when we talk about the new plantation and which is what I talked about the last time I did a stream, was that you try to control Black men's phalluses. It's this new, I did a live stream on that the last time, is that the only one they try to control are the men. If you notice that, right? They don't police the women. They don't police the women. They only police the men. And I did that stream about the new plantation, which goes directly to your point. You notice that they don't have no shame for women can do whatever they want. You see? They will never, ever say anything about the women. It's only the men they try to control because they understand right off the bat. Well, first of all, you live in a matriarchal culture and a gynocracy, right? But they understand, they know deep down inside that the women are not competitive. The women are not competitive. It's just that they have imprisoned the minds of the men. They have imprisoned the minds of the young men and lowered their self-esteem. Because what happens, because we have so many single moms in the Black community, they raise the boys to be son husbands and to replace the man in their life. So they raise the boys to take care of mama, not to go off and start their own families and build their own empire and legacy. They raise the boys to serve mama. So you can lower their self-esteem to a point where they're controllable, where they're controllable. That's what they do to the Black men. You take away and emasculate them and lower their self-esteem. Even when you coach young Black men, you have to go through this whole process of building their self-esteem, helping them build their self-esteem. Because they've been conditioned to be subservient to the women. That's why you see women walking around 260, 350, and they still think they're better than the men. Because they have conditioned the boys systematically by removing their fathers, using the system. That's why you see when you see a brother talk about, what's his brother's name? Dr. Tiashawn, whatever, Johnson, talk about blue leasing. They've used the system in the state to oppress their own men and suppress their masculinity so that they're always under the power and the leadership of men. And then they use simp men like this as enforcers. They use simps like this to enforce, to keep them under control, right? Keep them under control because they know the women themselves that these men have to choose from. If they were masculine and free thinking, they would not accept these women. So how do you get them to accept these women? You beat down their self-esteem. You beat them to a pulp. Once you beat them down and you suppress their masculine ability, you take away their fathers. All you have to do is take away their fathers. And you can start the programming to control the population of young men. But that's how they do it. And that's why they're able to exact so much power and control over the young men and the men in the community, is by just beating them down, beating down their self-esteem, beating down their sense of self-worth, lowering down, and to the point where they'll come out here and attack other men to keep other men in order. So when you see all these men come out here coming after men like me, these are men that have been defeated, emasculated, their self-esteem lowered. Today, only a shadow of themselves. They don't have any, they're almost feminine emotion. They're always crashing out. They don't have any stoicism, any discipline, because bitch raised men. It's just the truth, and it's hard to correct that because the plan is to keep these people on the plantation so that you can control their votes, control their society, and control everything about it. And they don't want, they don't want these guys to rise or have self-esteem, because what will happen now? What are we going to do with all these women? What are we going to do with all these women 250 and above? What are we going to do with all these women that are hardcore feminists? Who's going to marry them? Who's going to touch them with a 10-foot pole if the men have self-esteem? You're going to have problems. You see? And the problem is they can't control men like me. They can't control us. We're just going to keep bringing that hardcore masculinity to the streets. They didn't expect that with YouTube and men's content. Is that, because we don't care. I don't care about being accepted by the community. We give rat's ass about that shit. We give a damn with a bunch of, simps and whatever else. What's up, my brother? He said, well, salute to you, man. Salute to you. I don't care what these people think about me. Crazy. But that's what you have. When you cut the balls off of men, they do weird things like ball watching and sack watching other men. Totally non-masculine behavior. They become de-police. And like I said, this is the new plantation. The new plantation. Yeah. And you can make a lot of money if you grift in this environment. If you grift in this environment, the new thing now is this tether or the new pro-black hustle. You see, guys, when they see some of these guys can't make no money off the manosphere or men's thing, that they go to this pro-black hustle. It's just another plantation, because now it's the grift. Because if you put black people against each other, you can make money off of that. He said he got me with the ball bag. Yeah, I guess like you're dealing with, it's what you're dealing with. It's a whole bunch of goofy shit that you see. It's all programming and shit in the black community. Sack watchers, men. Look at, because the liberals have used the black community as an experiment for all their agenda, alphabet agenda, obesity agenda, all kinds of. We'll try body positively. Let's get the colors. They don't have any fathers around, so we'll test the transgender and the obesity thing on the black folks, because there ain't no man around to stop us. Yeah, because they used the women to destroy the men. They did that after 65. Good old Great Society with that Lyndon B. Johnson. I see a lot of agents of LBJ. How do you destroy a community? You take out the men. If you turn the men into women and you make them soft, that's like the church. How do you get that money to flow constantly? You get rid of all the strong men. Then you can start pandering. We understand that good old Sister Cheryl over there, she's had 5 baby daddies, but she puts a good chunk in the offering plate every month. So let's see the gospel. We're going to take the gospel. We're going to skip some of the 7 deadly sins. We're going to preach about things that we're good at. The big fat 380-pound pastor is not going to preach about gluttony. Hell no, we're going to skip the gluttony on the 7 deadly sins here. And we're not going to talk about all these whores I got in the pews. Because if I talk about all these single mommies and whores out here, shit, I ain't going to get no money. Just like the Panda Bear community. What do? How do you make money? Lie. If I wanted to make money on YouTube, I'll go get me some big-ass fat black women. I'd walk around, talk a whole bunch of woke shit. You guys, you don't know what a good woman is until you've tried a woman over 350. I'll be lying to black women like Derrick Jackson and shit. You see me walking down the beach in South Florida with 2 big fat black women on my arms like this. I love me some big black women. Lying and shit. It ain't your fault. The men ain't shit. You're single because the men have failed to live up to the expectations of women out here. I be lying and shit, lying my ass off. I be like crying and shit. Men don't know what a good woman is. That's how you make money off these women. You pander to them. That's only to be accepted in 2025 is lies. You can't you can't get popular on YouTube selling no damn truth unless I come with some controversial shit like that. It's just not happening, man. It's not happening at all. So we have an environment, especially where pandering and panda bear activity is what sells. The women are listening to it. You know, just the way it is. You know, it's just another plantation. But the simple economy is gone. I'm sorry, it's done. Even the studs have quit on that shit. Oh yeah, it's gonna be hard out here, especially with the way the economy's going. It's gonna be hard out here. That's the truth. Oh yeah. Yeah, but that's why they hate certain content and hurt certain opinions. Yeah, let me get past that. So this is what's happening over there in terms of the stud community. Like they're not even like,
okay, is fucking trash. Okay, it is absolutely fucking trash.
I can't be the only lesbian, stud, whatever you want to call it, that is actually getting tired of dealing with women.
Oh, well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well, well.
What do you got? You play it again. Even the studs are crashing out.
I know I can't be the only one. I just feel like women might not be for me.
Let me just say that the dating of lesbians, okay, is fucking trash. Okay, it is absolutely fucking trash.
I can't be the only lesbian, stud, whatever you want to call it, that is actually getting tired of dealing with women.
Oh, well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, well.
It's bad everywhere, man. And that's where we at in 2025. It's a complete collapse, you know. And I think it's just only going to get worse. Because I don't think anything is really changing much in terms of, because look, we still got the state. We still live in probably the richest country in the world. But generally speaking, you see more guys are staying single. They're not just signing up for these plans or getting on this whatever campaign they're trying to do. So that's changing right now in society. These guys are not just handing over their money like they used to. I mean, you still got some, but it's getting to the point right now where these dudes is like, hell no, we ain't doing that shit, man. Anyhow, with that being said, it's lunchtime, gentlemen. I'm gonna get on out of here for the day. Appreciate you guys that have supported the channel. My brothers, Andrew Baker, salute to you. Let me make sure I give you guys some acknowledgement. And Mr. Salute to you, man. Appreciate your support for the channel. You know. But we have it. There you have it, folks. I think this stuff is done, man. The economy and these guys are just like, hell no, we ain't doing this no more. But with that being said, guys, enjoy your lunch. We're going to start doing a little bit more of these live streams and having this conversation. But peace and blessings to you, gentlemen. I'm out. Peace.